Hi everyone, I'm Rosa, a salon owner and a hairdresser for about 20 years. And welcome to the Salon Guy on Demand. We're going to be doing a blow dry and a step-by-step tutorial that I'm excited to show you my unique technique. So let's get started. Okay, so before I actually start with the blow dryer, I like to put like a leave-in or some sort of protective balm, like a blow drying serum, just to help protect the hair from any heat. So today we're going to use Plush by the Salon Guy, which is exciting. So I'm going to just apply just about a dime size of that within the hair. So after I apply the balm, before I start turning on my dryer and starting the blow dry, I like to make sure that we get a lot more of the moisture out with a lower temperature and just take as much of the moisture out of the hair as possible. You don't really want to start with dripping hair, and then you'll be there all day. So, and then from there, we'll do the next step with the brush. I have it on a lower setting just so that I can maneuver a little bit closer to her scalp because you don't want it too hot. Blow dryers, professional grade with higher wattage, tend to be a little bit powerful than what they would be using at home. So I take the skinny nozzle close to the scalp, but moving the airflow around a little bit and going right into the hair, holding it up so I can get some volume in that scalp a little bit. So through the mid shaft and the ends, this one I can click it on a little bit more stronger and get more moisture out of the hair in the mid shaft because I already have the desired amount of moisture out of the scalp that I want. Still kind of want to keep some of it in there just so that you can control and maneuver the cuticles the way you want them to kind of create the shape that you're looking for. But we're doing just a basic blowout, so you don't want to go too crazy with leaving too much moisture in it. So when I go for my first section, I actually start right on the top. I use my brush to actually control that hair a little bit and pull that section. You could already see where I'm going with the top part before I turn the blow dryer on. That's usually what I would do. As I take the moisture out of the back, I use the same technique to come to the front, grab the brush and the hair with my section, and I get started right in here. So I'm going to show you that right now with the blow dryer. So when I'm looking at my sections as I'm going through it, you'll see it a little bit more. We'll get more into depth with it as I go through each section of the hair. What I'm looking for is to see how much moisture also am I left with in the hair. So I use boar bristles just for that same reason. And as I squeeze and pull the hair taut, my brush gets indentations that has more moisture in it. So the more indent, the more I know where that section that I'm not ready to go on to the next one. And as I'm doing that, I'm working on my root, going towards the mid shaft and then the ends. I'm not concerned about the complete ends of the hair right as soon as I start that first section. So as I pull the hair, now that the hair is slipping through that section, I know now that I'm ready to move on to the next one. And I'll use the heat that's remaining onto the hair into the brush and leave it set as if to give it the volume and cool it down and close those cuticles. So I'll be rotating the brushes as I go through each section. So on my side sections, I change the position of how I set the hair. This is sort of like going back to beauty school rules of your sets that you guys did not want to do, but this is so important to have that in mind on when you're going about doing a basic blowout according to the client's hair. So with her, I actually want to change the angle and come forward towards her and sort of almost in a vertical setting so that as I let it go, it has that sort of S formation when I'm ready to let go of that section and it's cooled off. So notice how I change and shift myself all the way around sections from left to right, underneath, on top. I usually flip the hair all around because you got to remember that hair is not just flat. It's a little bit more of a rounded shape, so you have to work all different angles of the cuticle in order to get the best end result and have that blow dry last as long as possible. When I am actually blow drying the hair and I'm doing this type of technique where I'm setting the hair to keep the shape going all throughout and give it a little bit of body, I actually leave the brushes in until I'm almost done, depending on how strong the actual hair is. This next section, that once I'm done this, I'm actually going to start to take out the front, and then I'll continue the back because the front is already set in place, and sometimes if the hair is too fine, it will get too indented, and I don't want it to change my shape and keep it nice and light and airy and bouncy. With her texture, she has a lot of hair, so the density is heavy. Each strand is a little bit more on the finer side, and she does have a lot of wave to her hair. So being that's the way why I chose to do this method with blow drying on her hair, just so that we can get the shape to be nice and shiny, smooth, and you can see the reflection of the light a little bit more. As I bring down this top section, I swirl it a little bit just to check each strand and make sure that my brush flows a little bit through there, and you can already see how shiny the hair is without even me running my hands through it. So once I take all my sections down with the brushes being set in the hair, I keep some of the heat in there and I use my hands because your hands have natural oils to them. So before I start doing any finishing balms or anything like that, I put my hands, run my hands through it, expose the cuticle. I actually have some heat in there, but prior to I use cold air just so that I can make sure that there's no really cold pockets. That actually shows you or gives you like the idea of like there's still some moisture in the hair. So I've already done that. I don't feel anything, so I click it over to the hot, and I'm gonna keep my hand on it, turn my dryer off, put it down, hold my hand with the heat, still working that heat into the hair, almost as if I'm gonna put the hair in a ponytail and work my way up, all the way up, running it all the way around, no bubbles in it. Try to get all the bubbles out, all the way up to the top. Running my hands, I still have some moisture in there. And then I hold that ponytail feeling in there and go whip it all the way around and tuck the ends underneath as if it's a bun, and I hold the heat in there just to cool it off a few minutes. And once I feel that it's ready, I let go, holding my ends, and I shake it and check all the hair strands, and voila, she's done. And at this point, a layered cut or really short, if you want to show a little bit more curl to it, you can let it sit a little bit longer. But after I let my blow dries go, you can see more of the movement within the hair. You can see her natural little layers that she has going on. And the shine is consistent all throughout, from roots to ends. Well guys, thank you for tuning in to the Salon Guy On Demand. I hope you really enjoyed this blow dry tutorial, and I hope to see you next time.